That's a great success story. But then you had your heart broken.
You talk about the girls or the...
No, no, it's a different kind of heartbreak.
Okay, right.
When the company went away on you.
Yeah. So that was an interesting experience. It was very difficult, one of the most difficult times in my life, because I had thousands of friendships through that company, and I was traveling all over the world, and you know, promises of a better life for people that were close to me, and all those kinds of things. And then one day I was at a seminar in LA, and we knew that there was trouble. There had been trouble for quite a while, but I had chosen that I was either going to ride it to the stars or go down with the ship, and I stayed. And what ultimately happened was I got a phone call while I was at the seminar from one of our top leaders saying it's over. I mean, we didn't get a letter. There was no corporate announcement or anything like that. It was just a phone call from one of the top leaders saying there's no more checks. And it was quite a shock, and I remember it was devastating. It was devastating, and I didn't know what direction at that point my career was going to take.
Talk about the drive home.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was in tears with a very, very close friend of mine, and we were driving from LA to Phoenix, back to Phoenix, and my world was spinning. You know, you start thinking about, you know, what's going to happen in a situation like that is people scatter in different directions. Everybody finds different companies. People that were your closest friends, some of them you'll never see them again, just by the nature of it. And then, you know, being in a top position.
So it wasn't about the loss of income for you?
Not initially, but then I did have, you know, I had an overhead of over $20,000 a month at that point. And I did have savings, and I had some real estate that I'd purchased. I wasn't in financial trouble per se, but I did go through about $80,000 in savings in 4 months. And I did have to back things off to give myself time to rebuild, you know, with another company, if that's what I chose to do. So, I mean, it wasn't a thing where I could bleed like that every month forever. I could have probably gone for a couple of years. You just don't want to go through everything you've built up for that long. But so what I did was I went from two. Go ahead.
Let me ask.
Yeah.
During that time, some other companies offered you some
over
big
$1 million.
bucks.
Yeah, $1 million.
To come over.
Yeah.
And bring your team.
That's right.
And what'd you say?
I said no.
Why?
I actually there was a big telecom that's still in existence today. They had a budget of $20 million, and they offered each person $1 million to
20 people.
20 people, and 8 of them took the money. 5 of them are still there today, and they're doing very, very well years later. I chose not to do it because I personally did not want to go down the path of telecom anymore. That was just a personal choice. Not that it's bad. There's nothing wrong with that program. Those programs, I just didn't want to go that direction. And so I couldn't feel good about taking money and joining a company that I really didn't want to build.
Right.
And that's ultimately what it would have been. So I didn't go that route. I actually was offered a number of deals, different kinds of deals with different companies, and I chose not to go that route. I just chose to wait, which everybody said was a mistake. I chose to wait and really take my time and follow my heart versus trying to make a decision based on fear of loss. So that's just kind of how I did it.
So then you found a new home.
Found a new home.
When was that?
7 years ago, actually, last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you found a new home and started from scratch.
Started from scratch, and because of the friendships that I'd created and the transition that had occurred, without getting into the politics of it, I just chose not to go and recruit people from my previous company, because many of them were the people that, if I had done that, I would have been trying to recruit people from the organizations of people that I considered to be my close friends. So I started with people that a lot of them had never been involved in network marketing before. The great majority of them I was not in business with at my last company. Over time, some of them have come over with me, but in the beginning, I started sponsoring about one person a week, and most of them had never done network marketing before. Some of them had looked at my last company but didn't get involved.
Right. So over the course of these last 7 years, you've been able to replace and exceed.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, in about half the time, I've earned now with my current company the same amount of money that I made in my last company, only in half the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think, you know, and I know today, Jordan he doesn't like to, you know, brag about himself. He's a humble man. And I think that's really cool about you. But you also live an unbelievable life.
I do.
You wrote this book, Beach Money, and if you haven't read the book, Beach Money, get the book Beach Money. It's one of the best network marketing lifestyle books and also kind of philosophy books about our profession that's out there today. And also, proceeds from that book go towards a great organization. Give a little plug to Kiva.
100% of the profits from Beach Money go to an organization called Kiva, K-I-V-A. The website is kiva.org, and it's a phenomenal nonprofit that provides opportunities for entrepreneurs in third world countries to start businesses through loans. And the loans are then paid back, and then we can reloan the money back out. So we've helped entrepreneurs in some countries where they don't even have shoes, and they want to start a little farm stand, or somebody wants to buy a pickup truck so they can make deliveries. And so the loans go anywhere from $100 up to $1,000, and we've helped a couple thousand people start businesses all over the world. So,
nice. It all keeps rotating,
That's
going
right.
back in,
Yeah.
going back in. Well, the idea of Beach Money is this fact that you have a six-figure monthly income, and he's got a home. You know, where do you have homes?
I've got a home in Phoenix, a condo in Phoenix. I've got a nice home in the mountains of Arizona in an old mining town, and then a beautiful condo on the Strip in Las Vegas, and then
Crazy, unbelievable, over the top.
and then a loft in the city of Chicago.
Loft in the city of Chicago. Plus, he travels around the world
Yeah.
and some of the most beautiful locations ever. He's been on a lot of beaches.
A lot of beaches.
With a lot of friends, right?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's like I envisioned, even years before I ever got a check in network marketing, I envisioned being able to travel the world with friends that I considered close, you know, and be able to create experiences for people that were fun. And that's kind of what the whole idea of Beach Money was. And network marketing gave me that income stream, that passive residual income stream that allows me to do that. Yeah.
Now,
it's no fun unless you can share it with your friends.
Exactly.
Right?
Going to the beach by yourself
Yeah.
versus going to the beach with a group of fun
That's
people.
right. Yeah, and that's what we're doing here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, this afternoon we're going to be jumping on a helicopter and flying around the islands.
bouncing around?
Yeah.
Fun, fun. Well, one of the things that I've observed with Jordan that he is a genius at, and I don't even know if you recognize how much of a genius you are at it, but the idea of